Hi everyone, and welcome to another Cartoonist Breakdown. I'm Sean Atkins, and today probably going to share some pictures or some images and working concepts of Eastbound and Cosmic, the comic I've been talking about on my Patreon. So that's what I'm going to be sharing today. So what has been up for the most part, before I get into the whole thing? Well, I've been going to school, which is pretty interesting. And I know I think I said this on the last video, it's been very fun. I feel like some of it I'm getting, some of it not. I am a little worried because it's midterms. Even though my teachers all say like, oh, I don't pass or I don't fail anybody. This is not a hard class. It shouldn't be a hard class. I rather promote discussion, yada, 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 yada. And I believe them on the most part. Like, I actually generally like both of my teachers. They can challenge you, but not overwhelm you. Which is kind of a change of pace. Just like this background. This is my living room. I thought I'd change it up a bit. But I did hide the junk off the screen. So there's that. But it still kind of worries me a bit because now it's like, now I gotta put all this stuff on paper. And, you know, so it was a bit concerning. Especially with my psych class, I was like, oh crap, now we gotta take like a 50 question quiz. And I mean, I did all right. But the way he's always been telling it is like, I can make the grades, you know. It's like, who says that, you know, between 80 and 90 is a B, you know, maybe it's an A. And it's like, fair point. Teacher makes the grade. Can't really dictate what the teacher says. I mean, they're the one that you're looking for. That's why you're there. So, but other than that, and I just finished my other exam, so we're past the midpoint in my semester, and it's been pretty good actually. Pretty good. A little stressful, but I think it's more my self stress, like just stressing about getting some things done. So let's see, what else? I'm trying to get my lighting right. Just been working on that comic. I mean, I gotta get ready for this art market at the end of the month. But it's kind of hard to pull away from Eastbound and Cosmic because I've been riding this wave of excitement, like just getting as much as I want done. I'd set the goal of getting 20 pages done by the end of May, but I think it was like 20 ink pages, or maybe it was like all the ink pages done, but then I rewrote it. On my to-do list is getting 20 pages inked and colored. So at the recording of this video, I've now finished 19 of them. So, and I'm midway through March, and I finished I think I started in February. So I'm a little bit excited about that. So I'm just trying to get it done. If I get my first 20, I'll probably take a small, not a small break, because I don't want to take a break from it. I just want to keep cranking it out so I can get it done. Like I said before in previous videos, it's like I've been working on this thing on and off for like 3 years, and it's like, now is my chance. Like, I'm trying to get it done. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get it done. And I want to get it done. I'd like to get it done this year. but I know me and I know how I handle workflows and whatnot, but still, I want to get it done. But yeah, but for the art market at the end of the month, I gotta print off some prints, and I'm gonna try to get this one Lawrenceville print done if I can. I don't know. It keeps, like, I think I'm almost started. Like, I started it, but it's kind of tough because it's like I'm trying to get into it, but I'm not trying to force myself to get into it. And it's a good subject. I mean, I'm drawing the Arsenal bowling, so that's cool. Those that don't live in Pittsburgh, Arsenal Bowling is a bowling alley down in Lawrenceville. It's pretty nice. It's cool, actually. It's pretty hip. It's been there for decades, I believe. So, but that, and I want to try to get out some other Pittsburgh prints, and I'm going to try to start doing some more grants and try to find residencies that I can do over the summer. Kind of just branch out, and I keep wobbling in the chair. Just more stuff like I can do in the art field. Like, I know I'm going back for teaching, but that does not mean that I can't try to snatch up some of these residents, try to snatch up some of these grants for art projects that I would like to see done. It would be kind of nice. Actually, it would be nice. I should probably change my thought process on that. It will be nice to have something like that in my pocket of just saying, you know what, I want this book to be color. I'm going to figure a way to get money to print it in color. I believe it's a good story, and I want people to see it. Bam. So, and I like that. Oh, there it is. That's me. Oh, I thought I had it. Sorry. But yeah, it's kind of like, that's what I want. That's what I want to do during this time, is to explore art avenues that I haven't explored before and just go with it, Like, I used to tell myself all the time back in the day that, I always put this barrier in front of me that art is, what I'm doing is not considered art, but I love it, so who fucking cares? Like, I didn't look at it, I looked at it, comics from an art form, but to me, growing up, comics was like that low tier art form. Like, even the artists in the comics field were trying to get out. Like, obviously by the time I got in there, you had your professionals that stayed in until they were old and gray and dead, but still, me being a big comics nut, reading about all these old professionals and how they saw comics as a stepping stone, and even then, like, even growing up, comics was kind of known as like this trash art, which I don't know how people can think that, or didn't either. Like, they just didn't take it seriously, like the mainstream public. And I'm not saying that you can't survive outside of the mainstream public. Obviously comics did, but still, but anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. But I kept telling myself that since I know that, there's going to be that barrier. And I like telling stories through panels. I do. It's part of me. It's something that I love. It's right next to animation. If I could do animation more back then, I'd have probably stuck with animation and told stories through there, if I had the patience for it. I used to think it was the technology that I could never get a hand on, but now I have the technology to some degree, and I think it's just more of just the patience. Like, I would love to do more animated stuff, but you know, even though comics probably would take as long, I feel like animation would still be not cumbersome, but I feel more of a production. You know, I think I'd have to have a lot more compromises in animation than I would in comic books. So, at least in comic books, it's always the financial ends I always worry about. It's not so much, you know, if I can draw this plane or if I can, you know, get a character right. But like, you know, in my stories, I have men, women, robots, like animals, you know, like obviously I can voice animals, but I'd rather have like women voice their roles. And like once you get more than a couple people, a handful of people, then it starts to become more and more cumbersome. So you never know. Maybe I'll jump in and figure that out. I don't know. But yeah, that was always kind of like my hurdle when it came to applying myself to grants. And now I don't see the point of having those barriers and hurdles, especially after I got my first one, my first 2 grants last year. You know, I approached them. I mean, I had very good support behind me. You know, a good friend of mine, his name's Marcel Walker, and her name was Christina as well. I can't remember or pronounce her last name, unfortunately. She's no longer with the Art Council, but she was there for a long time. And I mean, they convinced me that, you know, it was me that was putting the barriers up to get these grants for a comic book. You know, and I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. And because maybe I just didn't know how to package it. Maybe I didn't know how to present it. You know, but they were right. And I succeeded. And when I realized that was the problem, that I was putting these own barriers on. And I went to these organizations and I said, hey, I believe this comic should be funded because of this, this, and this. I believe in this project and I think this should be funded. Did I get my full funding? No. But it was some. And it's enough for me to hammer away at this project, so then when I have this printed book, I can be like, yo, I got this book done and you guys didn't fund me fully, but I have this other idea for a book. Care to fund me all the way on this one? It's kind of my logic. I don't know if it'll work, but I guess that's the power of thinking. Just think about it. You're just like, I can do this. So but yeah, man, that's been most of my excitement. I've been liking it. Hopefully it doesn't turn into some, I keep looking at my colors. I always hate my colors, but then when I show them to people, they're like, oh, I really like this coloring. Oh, I like how you color stuff. And I'm like, are you sure you're just not having a seizure? Because yeah, that's really colorful. It's like blindly colorful. I don't know. That's just me though. It could be anything. I mean, I like my coloring to some extent, but I always kind of feel like I always say it's like if I had dug up Dr. Seuss's corpse and just cut his throat open and just have him bleed all over. And as morbid as it sounds, it's just like, cause he has such like acidy colors, you know, everything's very bright and vibrant, and I got that, but I'm just like, it's like all over the place. Like I'm looking at my book, like the more and more I got more things up and more pages done, a lot of purple is showing up, and I was like, you know, but it's okay. I think that'll be okay. I mean, this book is meant to be like bright and colorful and lighthearted and fun, because I just want it to be fun. I want people to read it and just be like, that was fun. So, all right. I think this is the end of the story time. I might actually cut this already, like in the audio. Like, I'll just have this keep going without a transition, just transition to a visual. So hopefully I do that. And one of these days I'll work on my own transition instead of just bringing up the blatant obviousness if I'm already recording it. Oh, Christ. But, alright, gang. Until next time, y'all stay cool and stay classy, internet. Bye.